Imagine you're standing in front of two identical doors. One leads to a life where you'll be happy, the other leads to years of regret. You don't know which is which. Most people would eventually pick one and move on, but some people never choose. Instead, they spend hours, days, sometimes years imagining every possible outcome, every mistake, every consequence. Ironically, these are often the people we call intelligent. The smarter someone is, the easier it becomes to imagine everything that could go wrong. And sometimes that's exactly the problem. We usually think of intelligence as an advantage. A higher IQ should mean better decisions, fewer mistakes, and a happier life. But intelligence has a strange side effect. It gives your brain the ability to simulate thousands of futures. Every conversation becomes a chess match. Every decision becomes a probability problem. Every opportunity becomes a list of risks. So why does this happen? Your brain evolved for one purpose above almost everything else: to predict the future. The better your predictions, the better your chance of survival. Most people predict the obvious. If I touch fire, I'll get burned. But highly analytical people often go much further. They don't imagine one future, they imagine 20. If I say this, they'll probably think this. But if I think that, they'll respond like this. And then I'll have to explain. Before the conversation even begins, they've already lived through it dozens of times inside their head. That ability is incredibly useful, but it's also exhausting. Think about buying a laptop. One person compares two options, another compares 10, a third watches 50 review videos, reads Reddit, compares benchmarks, looks at battery degradation tests, checks historical pricing, waits for a sale, then wonders if next year's model will be better. The goal is to make the best decision, but instead, no decision gets made. Psychologists call this analysis paralysis. When your brain has too many possibilities to evaluate, choosing becomes harder, not easier. Ironically, more information often reduces confidence instead of increasing it. Many intelligent people don't just want a good decision, they want the best decision. But life rarely has best answers, only good enough ones. This obsession with optimization quietly steals years from people's lives. They wait for the perfect career, the perfect relationship, the perfect investment, the perfect time to start. But perfection is a moving target. By the time you've optimized today's decision, tomorrow creates new variables. The finish line keeps moving. Here's where overthinking becomes dangerous. It feels productive. When you're thinking, it feels like you're solving something. You're working, you're preparing, you're being responsible. But often, nothing changes. You're just replaying the same thoughts from different angles. It's like sitting in a parked car revving the engine. There's lots of movement, lots of noise, but you're still in the driveway. The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard once wrote that life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. You'll never have perfect certainty. You cannot simulate real life forever. Eventually, you have to step into reality, because reality gives feedback. Thinking gives assumptions. The entrepreneur who starts the business learns more in 1 month than the planner who spends 2 years researching. The writer who publishes improves faster than the writer who endlessly edits. The student who asks the question learns faster than the one who worries about sounding foolish. Action produces information. Thought alone usually doesn't. The smartest people aren't the ones who think about everything. They're the ones who know when to stop thinking. Because life is an exam where every answer has to be perfect. It's a series of experiments. You'll make mistakes. You'll choose wrong sometimes. You'll regret things because everyone does. But one thing is almost guaranteed: the people who spend their lives waiting for certainty usually watch opportunities pass them by. The people who accept uncertainty and act anyway are the ones who actually move forward. So the next time your mind starts creating 100 possible futures, remember this: thinking is valuable, but only until it replaces living. Because no amount of planning can compete with experience. And sometimes the smartest thing you can do is simply begin.